All right, let's take a look at this question. Javier weighs a couple of paper clips on a digital scale. The paper clips weigh 517 thousandths of an ounce. Decide if each expression correctly represents this weight. Choose yes or no for each expression. Okay, so I can see here that there is a decimal and it says 517 thousandths. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to think of how do I write the number 517. So I know 517 is a 5, a 1, and a 7. I need those three digits in order to write 517. However, I know that the value of 517, it's in the thousandths place. So I'm going to take a second to make a place value chart. So I'm just going to draw my lines up and down. And I'm going to put my decimal point here. And I know that anytime I say that, I say the word and. I have my ones. This would be, I'm actually going to change the color. Okay, I'm going to zoom out. Okay, this would be 1/10. This would be 1/100th. This would be 1/1,000. Okay, so I have 517, but it needs to be in the thousandths place. Oh, so there's the thousandths place. So the 7 would be here. The 1 would be in front. And then my 5. So let's double check. 517, and it's in the thousandths place. Okay, I agree. I also know that since it didn't say 1 and, or 2 and, or 5 and, there was no and. So that meant there were no wholes or no ones. So I'm going to put a 0 here. So I know right now my decimal, they gave it to me in word form. I'm going to write it in standard form or decimal form. It should be 0.517. I also know the 5 is in the tenths place, so I'm also going to write this down. I want to write it in expanded form. My 5 is in the tenths, so that's 5/10. My 1 is in the hundredths place, so that's 1/100. And then my 7 is in the thousandths place, so that's the same as 7/1,000. I also know I could read this as 517 thousandths, so that's also the same as 517 out of 1,000. Okay, so now I have my decimal written, and I have it written in multiple ways. I have it standard form, expanded form, and I have it as a fraction. So now I can determine if it is yes or no. So first it says 5.17. Let's read that for a second. 5 and 17 hundredths. My word form does not say 5 and 17 hundredths. It says 517 thousandths. And when I look here, I don't have 5 holes. I actually have a 0 in the ones place. So I'm clicking no. Let's look at statement 2. 0 and 517 thousandths. Let's look up here. 517 thousandths. Ooh, I think that matches. And 0.517, 0.517. Those are the same, so I'm saying yes. Let's look at statement 3. 5/10 plus 1/100 plus 7 out of 1,000. Let's connect that back to my expanded form. 5/10 plus 1/100 plus 7 out of 1,000. That most definitely matches. Oh, because my 5 is in the tenths place. I agree. I'm going to check that off. My 1 is in the hundredths. 1 out of 100. I agree. My 7 is in the thousandths. So 7 out of 1,000. Those match. So I'm going to put yes. Then finally it says 5 out of 1,000, 1 out of 1,000, 7 out of 1,000. Now, 5 out of 1,000. Is my 5 in the thousands place? No, it's not. 1 out of 1,000. Is my 1 in the 1,000s place? I don't think so. The only one that's 7 out of 1,000 is the 7. The rest of them do not have, the 5 doesn't have a value of 1,000, it has a value of a tenth. And the 1 is in the hundredths place. Also, if I added this up, 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 7 would be 13. That would be 13 out of 1,000. That does not match any of the representations that I have. So this one is no. So the big takeaway here that I want us to remember is that when it gives us the word form, we want to make sure that we place it in a place value chart. We write it as a decimal and expanded form. When we did those two things, this question was a lot easier to solve. I hope this helps.